Swedish PM says won't negotiate with Hungary on NATO bid.
This post received a score of 3,200, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Negotiating with Hungary is like wrestling a pig. You both get covered in shit and the pig enjoys it.
It didn't used to be like that. Tragic how Hungary went from some sort of exemplary Eastern European democracy, to 2010, where democracy was pretty much suppressed and captured. 15-year span or so, the reality being the 1990s Hungary did not have the stable democracy people in the West were telling themselves. They were practically the first country the nascent EU reached out to.
Actually it did. Hungary was notorious in the Austro-Hungarian Empire for just blocking everything and anything. Nothing new.
Hungary has already promised to not be last member to approve Sweden to NATO, and that they want to approve Sweden to NATO. There is no reason to negotiate about it since they are going to approve the application. Sweden has since they said that just waited for them. Now that Turkey has approved the application, Hungary is the last member to approve Sweden. So what's going on? Hungary doesn't seem to understand diplomacy at all.
Yeah, Hungary has never set any requirements for the approval. They never said that they wouldn't approve. While every other country besides them and Turkey got the approvals done in a matter of months, Hungary simply hasn't acted on it for 2 years. And only now do they decide that there is something to negotiate about. If they would have had any legitimate claims, we could have negotiated about it a long time ago. This is utterly pathetic. Hungary depends heavily on the tourism industry. I suggest people take their money elsewhere from now on. Hungary doesn't belong in NATO. They actively throw their lot in with Russia and love brown-nosing Putin. Just kick them out and bring Sweden. I half expect Hungary to turn around and start shooting NATO forces if NATO goes to war with Russia.
They are just there to spy for Russia and hold up issues like this.
Greater than for a visit to Budapest. We'd have to find a date for this. Things like this aren't usually done in haste. I suspect that his calendar, like mine, is quite full. This is the most passive-aggressive "fuck you" from one country to another I've ever seen.
Welcome to Scandinavia. Light on open threats and hostility, heavy on subtle, covert snark. Orban, with his supremely punchable face, naturally deserves much, much worse.
How the hell one random country suddenly thinks so much of itself that they can demand others to negotiate directly with them? They're not a large contributor. They're landlocked and almost surrounded by NATO. They have a history of stirring up shit on EU and they're practically Belarus inside of EU, cheerleading for Putin. Also Sweden is practically inside NATO. Because geographically Finland is and it's obvious where the threat is coming from. Ukraine is not in NATO and received huge support. Do you think Sweden would not? They have separate defense agreement with the US. They will participate in the upcoming NATO trainings regardless. So Hungary totally outplayed their hand. They'll make even bigger fools of themselves.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.